Okay, so the world of business automation, it just felt a seismic shift.
Mm-hmm.
For years, if you wanted real enterprise-grade power, reliable stuff, you had to shell out thousands monthly for a Zapier, NAN, Make.com,
Mm.
those guys.
Yeah, the big players.
But that barrier, it's kind of gone now. There's this platform, it's popped up, completely free, open source, and it lets you build these incredibly powerful AI systems just using visual, drag and drop,
Yeah.
like Lego blocks.
Welcome to the deep dive. Look, we know there's just so much information flying around about AI tools, it's
It
overwhelming.
really is.
But not many people are really looking at the underlying infrastructure, the stuff that actually makes this power affordable and secure.
Hmm.
So our mission today, pretty straightforward. We're cutting through the noise, gonna unpack the sources on this new contender, Sim AI.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Exactly. We're gonna look at how its visual system actually works. It's not just a pretty face, right? It's like a blueprint for specialized AI brains. And we'll get into the real world stuff, what it means for sales, for customer support, like right now. And finally, we have to analyze the tech heart of it, this unique local processing architecture, and why that structure is, well, an immediate threat to those pricey cloud-based subscriptions.
The sheer audacity, maybe. That's what jumps out first. Sim AI just arrives offering these high-end capabilities, stuff that rivals the big names. But the cost, zero.
Completely free and open source.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting here isn't just the price tag, it's how they handle complexity. Our sources kept comparing the interface to something like Figma.
Right, the design tool.
Yeah, so you get that easy drag and drop feel, but underneath you've got the muscle of advanced multi-agent AI, and that combo, that's the key.
I think that Figma analogy is spot on because, traditional automation, it always pushed businesses into this weird corner, this paradox.
Mm-hmm.
You either picked tools that were super complex, like you needed a computer science degree, or they were too simple, couldn't handle real business workflows with multiple steps.
And Sim AI just smashes that paradox intentionally. It gives you the advanced power without the crazy costs or the steep learning curve. It means you don't have to choose anymore between a weak tool and a pro-level, really expensive one.
Okay, so zooming out a bit, if it's free and powerful, what's the single biggest business frustration this thing just eliminates?
It kills that vendor lock-in feeling. Lets you do full-stack enterprise automation right now with basically zero capital cost.
All right, let's dive into these intelligent Lego blocks then.
Yeah.
Because this multi-agent system, that's the real difference maker. You literally start with a blank screen,
A canvas.
right, a canvas,
Sure.
and you drag these specialized AI agent blocks onto it. Then you connect them visually, mapping out your actual business logic.
And those nodes, those blocks you drop, they're not just dumb connectors, right? Each one is an active, specialized AI. It's like you're building a team of focused experts, not just one generalist trying to do everything.
Precisely. So you might have one agent, its only job is reading incoming emails and figuring out the sentiment, accurate sentiment.
The next agent, maybe the analysis specialist, takes that information and decides the best path, qualify this lead, escalate this issue. Then a third agent just focuses on writing the perfect response.
I still wrestle with prompt drift myself. When I try to pack too many different tasks into one LLM agent, the output just gets muddy, unreliable.
Yeah.
So I love this idea of breaking tasks down, compartmentalizing, specialized agents keeping the output clean and predictable.
That's the core technical idea, really. Specialization means stability. If your research agent hits a wall, can't find some data, that error stays inside its block.
Containment.
Exactly. It doesn't mess up the logic of the writing agent down the line, which makes handling errors in complex systems way, way simpler.
Plus, SimAI doesn't just throw you in the deep end. The sources say there's an AI copilot built right in. Helps you build these workflows just by describing them in plain English.
And the connectivity, it's huge. Over 100 apps. Gmail, Notion, your CRM, calendars, all that stuff. But this raises a key question. It looks simple visually. So how does Sing AI make sure these systems are tough enough for the real world, when things inevitably go wrong at high volume?
Yeah, good point. They build complex routing logic and smart error handling into those visual connections. Makes the whole system more resilient, more predictable when failures happen. The architecture sounds great, but let's talk about immediate impact. What can businesses do today? The sources highlighted 3 really strong examples. First up, customer service. The classic cost-Sim.
Oh, yeah. Traditional support. It's just a black hole for money.
Yeah.
Salaries, training that never ends, pricey software subscriptions.
Constantly paying.
Sim AI flips that. It's a zero-cost solution that acts like a tireless 24/7 digital front desk.
So it plugs into the company's knowledge base, uses natural language to figure out what customers actually mean, then answers the routine stuff automatically. But crucially, it's smart enough to know when to escalate.
Right. It filters out the simple queries and sends the genuinely complex problems straight to a human agent. Cuts down the noise.
Okay, nice. Then there's sales automation. Often just a mountain of repetitive manual work.
Totally. Sim AI agents, though, they can handle the whole journey. An agent reads incoming lead info instantly, qualifies it based on rules you set, writes a personalized response custom, not generic, and even manages follow-ups and scheduling.
The big advantage there, consistency. The AI qualifies leads the exact same way every single time, 24/7, no mood swings, no off days,
Yeah.
and it scales instantly. 10 leads, 10,000 leads, same consistent process. It turns that messy manual effort into a predictable sales engine. And the third one, content creation and research. The report showed a process that normally takes, say, 3 hours manually, researching, compiling, fact-checking. Painful.
Yeah, all the transformed into maybe 10 minutes of high-quality output. The workflow automates research across the web, databases, APIs, compiles it, uses a specialist agent just for fact-checking, and then formats it perfectly for wherever it needs to go.
Okay, those are 3 powerful use cases. If you had to pick one, which offers the biggest, most immediate profit boost for a typical small team?
Probably the sales automation, the comprehensive piece, because it makes sure absolutely no lead gets dropped, qualifies, and follows up instantly, maximizes those revenue opportunities. Mid-roll sponsor, read, placeholder. Okay, so if the zero cost gets people interested, it's the architecture that makes them stay. The real long-term threat to incumbents. It lies in Sim AI's tech stack, especially its focus on privacy and local processing.
Right. It works with the big models, GPT-5, Claude, Gemini, but the absolute game changer is the integration with Ollama.
Yeah, Ollama. For anyone not familiar, it's basically this high-performance toolkit. It lets you run powerful large language models directly on your own hardware.
Your own server, maybe even a beefy desktop.
Yeah.
Not relying on cloud APIs.
Exactly. And the advantages there, they're huge, both technically and financially. First, zero API costs. You install the model, run as many queries as you want, no paper token.
Okay, that's big.
Second, complete privacy, your sensitive data, customer lists, financial strategies, whatever, it never leaves your building, your infrastructure.
Never hits a third-party server?
Never. And third, you can operate offline or in places with really strict network controls.
That totally changes things for regulated industries, doesn't it? Finance, healthcare, legal, government. If data privacy is critical for compliance, running AI locally isn't just better, it's probably the only viable path long-term. Gives them an untouchable edge.
Whoa. Yeah. Just imagine having that level of data control, that sovereignty for millions of complex financial transactions, all running locally, never touching a potentially vulnerable third-party cloud. That kind of infrastructure choice. That's what makes it a platform, not just another tool.
And speaking of platform features, it's not just for solo users, right? What about larger teams managing these complex interconnected systems?
Yeah.
What does Sim AI offer beyond privacy?
Things like real-time collaborative building and sophisticated version control, which you absolutely need for tracking changes, for audits, kind of like how developers use Git or how you track changes in shared documents. Really essential for bigger teams.
Let's really nail down the cost comparison, because the numbers, they're pretty stark. You take a traditional platform, Zapier business plan maybe, easily up to, what, $599 a month? Maybe more depending on how much you use it.
Yeah, easily. Volume-based pricing can bite you.
Sim AI's total cost?
Yeah.
Always zero.
Perpetually zero. The savings are immediate profit. You're talking a medium-sized business saving, maybe $1,200 up to over $7,000 a year annually.
Just on subscription.
Just on subs. That money goes straight to the bottom line year after year.
But like we said, it's not just winning on price. It's the feature philosophy, too. You get that better architecture, multi-agent for stability, local processing for security, and, crucially, no vendor lock-in.
That's key. Because it's open source, you own your automation setup permanently. You can export your workflows, run them wherever, indefinitely. Predictable future.
Yeah.
And this whole free open source approach, it's definitely shaking up the market. Traditional platforms, they're kind of backed into a corner now.
What do?
They either have to slash their prices dramatically, or they need to scramble to add premium features like local processing just to stay in the game. It's really democratizing these high-end capabilities.
So if the market's heading into a price war, we need to look beyond just the sticker price. What should listeners really focus on as the core lasting value here, not just the immediate savings?
Focus on data control. Absolute control. Focus on open source transparency, know what the code is doing, and focus on freedom from that vendor dependency that dictates your costs down the road.
So the big idea here, the thread connecting all this, it's simple, but pretty profound. For decades, powerful enterprise tech was locked behind high prices and complexity.
Mm-hmm.
Sim AI has just removed basically every traditional barrier. Free access, pro-level features, local data privacy, unlimited potential to grow, all of it.
Yeah, the old choice is becoming obsolete. The question isn't if automation will transform your business anymore, is whether you'll choose the tools that make that transformation free, secure, and open to everyone.
So we really encourage you, the listener, check out the platform. Give it a look. The only investment needed right now, it's just your time to explore what you could build. Access Sim AI. Try building that first workflow. Start today. And maybe a final thought to chew on. If this highest level of security, the best features, continuous improvement, if that's now coming from open source communities that prioritize your data control, what is the real long-term value proposition of closed proprietary software anymore? And maybe a final thought to chew on. Out Music.